Welcome back everyone to a brand new episode of the MMA Business Hour. Before we get started, I want to remind everyone that this month I'm going to be giving away this awesome Donald Cerrone hand-signed photo authenticated by Pristine Auction. All you have to do to enter the drawing is subscribe to the channel and go to one of my videos and say that you subscribed, and then at the end of the month, if we're over 100 subscribers, I'm going to send this to one of our lucky viewers. Alright, hang on. I got a great episode for you guys. We're going to discuss the main event for UFC 283. Stick around. Alright everyone, let's get right into today's video where we're going to discuss the main event of UFC 283, Glover Teixeira versus Jamahal Hill for the recently vacated 205-pound division championship. This fight is very, very interesting. I think Glover Teixeira is now 43 years old, and he's coming in against a young, hungry, up-and-coming, very violent Jamahal Hill. So, who do we think is going to win this fight? And what are each of these fighters' path to victory? Okay. In my opinion, I think Glover Teixeira has the upper hand in this fight. Not only is he a far superior grappler, but he's been recently trained with Alex Pereira, the 185-pound champion, who is one of the best strikers in the entire world. So that gives him a little thumbs up in this fight. But Jamahal Hill has that incredible one-punch KO power. If you saw his fight against Johnny Walker, he hit Johnny with I believe it was a right hand right in the forehead, and that sent Johnny Walker into an absolute another dimension. So this kid's got killer power. He has another victory over Thiago Santos. So Santos he's on the way out. Let's just be honest. Thiago Santos is not the same fighter he was 5 years ago. But that's not taking anything away from what Jamahal Hill has accomplished so far in the UFC. He's currently 11-1, with that one loss coming from expert grappler Paul Craig, who is also on this card. So, is Glover Teixeira going to be able to get inside and take Jamahal Hill to the ground? I was watching a bunch of Glover's most recent fights, and what he does, he likes to throw a right hand that gets him close to his opponent so he's able to get the hands onto the butt and take the guys down to the ground. Jamahal Hill's only loss was to a grappler, and that was in the very first round. So I'm hoping Jamahal Hill went to grappling school these past few months. It is a relatively short notice fight, so he hasn't had a ton of time to prepare, because Glover is an absolute monster. And not only is he a far superior grappler, but what Glover likes to do is he throws that right hand to get close, and then once he's able to lock those hands, when he picks the guys up, he puts himself in position to get the mount. And that's very, very dangerous for Jamahal Hill. Jamahal Hill's only path to victory is probably by KO. I don't see him fighting 5 rounds. This might be his, first, or I think this is his second main event. So he's only fought 5 rounds once before, so he doesn't have a lot of experience fighting in these later rounds. So it's going to be really hard for Jamahal Hill to win by a decision. He's either going to have to knock him out or find himself in a position to lose this fight. Glover is, especially at his age of 43, what he's been able to accomplish over these last few years has been nothing short of remarkable. I think Glover has a great path to victory in this fight, but there is a little caveat here. I just got done watching Teixeira's last 3 fights against Yuri Prochazka, Jan Blachowicz, and Thiago Santos. And in all of those fights, Glover does get hit. He leaves that chin out there. He's willing to take a couple punches to get close to his opponent so he can take them to the ground. But with that comes a ton of danger. And Jamahal Hill's lights out, one-punch KO power is very, very dangerous for Teixeira. So, how do I think this fight ultimately plays out? First of all, we're in Brazil. Jamahal Hill is in enemy territory. all the bright lights of a main event, and the opportunity to become the 205 champion, I think it might be a little bit overwhelming for Jamahal Hill. Glover Teixeira has fought in tons of big fights, championship fights, fights with John Jones, big, huge fights. This is just going to be another day at the office for Glover. And in my opinion, I think him, especially coming in, I think he's a plus 120, 130 underdog. I don't know how they think Jamahal Hill could be the possible favorite in this fight. Jamahal Hill is 11-1, but he hasn't really had that super signature win yet. He beat an older, on downtrend Thiago Santos. He's got wins over Jimmy Crute. Johnny Walker. These guys. 205 is one of the lighter divisions in the UFC, but if Jamahal Hill can come out there and get a W in Brazil against Glover, it'll change his life. But I think it's going to be an uphill battle for him. It's 5 rounds. It's in Brazil. Glover is such a better grappler. If he gets him to the ground, he's gonna definitely take his back. And if he takes his back, it's pretty much a picture wrap. That fight against Paul Craig, Paul Craig got him in that arm bar and he dislocated Jamahal Hill's arm. That's his only loss so far in his career. But that was in the first round. A couple minutes in the fight, he was able to get him down and get him in a really bad position. And I think Glover is going to find a lot of success as long as he doesn't get clipped. He's got to be careful as he enters not to catch that right hand to the face. But I do think Glover will ultimately win this fight. In my opinion, he's the better fighter. But he is 43 years of age. So at some point, Father Time catches up to all of these fighters. So Jamahal Hill definitely has more of a puncher than a puncher's chance to win this fight. But I'm going with Glover. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I can't wait to catch you guys on the next fight.